day today here in Florida. As you can see, I am on my spring break for the first time alone visiting my grandparents. So right now we are heading down to the tennis court where I'm going to practice hitting some tennis balls. It will be a lot of movements in the quadricep group, the adductor muscles, the tricep and bicep brachii, and I'm not going to say any other muscles in the muscular system because the list could go on and it would be an endless cycle. Like a painstaking process that would take almost all day to record.
I think it's starting to rain a little bit.
Alright, so right here where my granddad is right now, he's setting up the ball machine. Those are where the balls will be firing from. And right over here, that's where I will return as many balls as possible. See how many good returns I get. I do sincerely apologize if the footage was out of focus or unstable because I could not bring my tripod down to Florida because it did not meet the carry-on size requirements. It was 24 inches long and it had to be 22 inches long. That's why you might have noticed a little mishaps. I mean, if I was able to bring my tripod, yes, the solution would have been better. Oh, and by the way, in case you didn't notice, I was playing left-handed. Tennis is like the only thing I can do left-handed. Everything else, I'm right-handed for. And that's what's kind of unique. Oh, goodness, one heck of a round of hitting tennis balls, and I'm sweating bullets right now. It is exhausting. I am going to be going snorkeling on Peanut Island also. So that's what's also thrilling. And I have to edit, so that's a lot in one day. Maybe if I just switch into beach form right now, I'll be set to go. Woo! See this? Now I'm on beach form head to toe. Alright. I know I shouldn't be like this, but this is Florida, and I am right by a pool, so don't you worry, guys. Temperature outside right now is somewhere around 30 degrees Celsius, so that water when I'm snorkeling will cool down. And see this? This will be having new tiles on the patio, which will be elevated 44 millimeters higher. So that's a good thing. I do have some unfortunate news to report. There has been a major change in events. So now I'm in golf attire. The reason why we had to change events is because of the high current that was reported at Peanut Island. So that event has either been postponed or canceled, depending on what the other plans are. But what we will be doing is hitting golf balls at the driving range. So, one door closes, another door opens, as the old saying says. Time to get myself ready to go. Well, kind of am. All I gotta do is get my clubs at the ready and then see if I can hit my ball hundreds of meters long. So I just arrived at the driving range and I'm right now looking for a club that I'm going to be using.
What kind of clubs do you want?
I feel like I'm gonna go for... I'll start off with a 9-iron because I usually prefer to start with the mid-range metal clubs. Well, modern clubs today are metal, but they still have wooden golf clubs for those who know about tradition. Therefore, I'm going to take my position. The closest flag is about 50 meters. No, I'm saying that wrong. The closest flag toward me is about 35 meters away. So I'm going to head right over to my position and then take a couple shots. I can tell there's something up with this. First shot. Say that shot went about 60 meters. Let's see how this next one goes. Go the distance. Third time's the charm. Not so good. Oh my God. That was just 80 meters. That was over 100 meters this time. All I just can do is... That one didn't go far enough. So now we are going to do an individuals game of golf, one player, every man for himself. We are doing the back 9 on the south course, and since I am the guest, I will be teeing off first. So I'll get myself underway. Just a little bit. There we go. We had one heck of a game of golf, could not last the full game because the heat was roasting me like it did in Israel, except it's not as hot as Israel is, because Israel's like a scorching 35 degrees Celsius. Right here it was 29 degrees. But of course, there is more. Yes, as I was saying, there is more to the journey here. Wait till you see what tomorrow has in store for us. Alright, so I'm up again, and this time I am headbandless, but I will fix that issue. And now I am going to Daytona at 12:30, so hopefully we have a lot to show around there. But first, let me show you the automatic window blinds, which I forgot to show during my first vlog on my way here. These are the automatic window blinds, and they're powered by a remote like this one here. I can press the rotator button, and then this will happen. Or I can press that to close it, or open it by pressing the up or down arrows to raise or shut the blinds, like I'm doing right now. And that gives me a beautiful view of the landscape. But right now, I prefer this. I prefer the blinds to be down, just so that extra shading can be in, and there's no harsh sunlight. But yet there's still a little light in here. So I'm now in the process of finishing up with editing my first video. It's done exporting, well, almost done. And I'm also on my way to Daytona, Florida. And I am sure going to be enjoying myself. Daytona is one of the nicest beaches on the Atlantic coast. And they have a lot of fun stuff to do. So we just arrived in Daytona, which is not that far from Jacksonville. It's only like a couple hours. They are two different cities though. However, one thing we should know about Daytona is that it is pretty hot. Again, upper 20s. I would say on average maybe 30 degrees Celsius. But one thing I might want to check out is those beautiful pools over there. They have 3, including a creek. Some of them are about 1 meter deep. Plus they also have a beautiful beach over there. But more importantly, one thing that's famous about Daytona is the race called the Daytona 500. So, if you heard that, Miss Jakowski, that's one thing you might want to hear about for if I go down there, should I say. Oh, and by the way, since I mentioned you, Miss Jakowski, I am throwing a math problem that relates to science at you. Wait and see. Go check on your desk. But anyways, it is pretty air conditioned in here. Feels like 15 to 20 well, I'm not sure. I'll say 15 to 20 degrees Celsius in here. But it could be 24 degrees. But for me, it feels like 15. Okay, so we finally got our rooms, and guess what my room looks like? It looks like a 2-person HOH room. Feels like I'm about to say the famous "Who wants to see my HOH room" quote from Big Brother. But, of course, and I've also got this small restroom right here. That's one of them available, plus a washer and dryer, which I can use if necessary.
What?
Oh, sorry about that.
Don't look at the front of the window to see the beach. Right?
As I was told, right here there's a balcony right where the beach is. It's beautiful out there. Plus I could also get a building that looks somewhat historic as well.
See, I need to get there in time.
And there's also the living room area with the TV. Plus it's also got an extra set of 3 couches and 2 just among with the TV. And my grandparents are staying right over here. Plus they also have a bath with a jacuzzi in it, which they may use. That also looks like an HOH room if you were on Big Brother. Yeah, here's a better view of it, as well as this luxurious shower. Alright, so I did have a good dinner, had a hamburger. Pretty exciting. And I just realized something. It's 7:20, well, no, 7:30 right now or something. And I just realized I do have some time to explore more of the ocean walk. Maybe even the Atlantic coast. By the way, I just realized that Daytona 500 is in February, and I don't have time to go there because I'm busy around that era. Of course. So now I'm on my way to the 4th floor. Yes. If you've been wondering what that bell is, that occurs every time we go down or up a level. Like now. Alright, I just arrived on the 4th floor. And by the way, I will tell you one thing. They have a beautiful ocean wallpaper design. It's such beautiful for a monochromatic landscape. And I would say just as good as my tropical sunset design. I will upload or show a comparison of it. Right around here, this is where you can see some movies. Plus there are also some games down here. It's basically a lot of interesting stuff going on here. And since I had time to go shopping, I thought, you know what, I might as well go there. But I'm only gonna get stuff that's worth it. There's some, like, what I'd say is fun events to go on. Plus a couple more shops, some of which are beach shops. So I just got a keychain with my name on it. I just thought it would be very interesting to get one, just so that I can identify things for myself. Again, it's very important that you have something that's yours with your name on it. And I mean, some people do get it as a souvenir. And right here, there are more like a couple treasures, as well as collector items. Speaking of, I got some gifts to get for my family as well. So I just got myself a new tank top, which is perfect for this area because it's beach and beautiful. I might as well cool off and then back up to my room where I'll continue to edit.